This is Mohinder Singh Gill. I wish BabuKishan production of multicultural storytelling profile for generations to come.
Yo people, what's up? It's your boy Jazzy B and you're watching BabuKishan's Spotlight. Jazzy B, you're watching BabuKishan's Spotlight. Keep it locked, number one.
As you can see, I'm a lawyer here in the local community. I have a passion for the law, but I also have a passion generally for sports, but in particular for the sport of soccer. I've had this passion for many years, developed as a young man growing up in England, as a child really. As you know, in Europe, soccer is a dominant sport, so a lot of the community, the English community as well as the East Indian community are extremely passionate about soccer and highly involved in soccer. So I, the same way, became involved. And during my time was fortunate to be quite a good skilled soccer player, earning myself professional tryouts, playing semi-professional soccer for a couple of clubs in England, and that was just before and during the time that I was at the University of Leicester. During the time that I was fortunate enough to have professional trials, I was also playing on a local club in England, and that was called initially called GNP, Coventry, and then the name changed to Sporting Club Coventry, and played with that club for many years. Soccer is a wonderful sport in the sense that the connections one develops, the friendships, the social life, it's really a whole mixture of things. The friendships are often last for lifetime. I still have all of the friends that I played with on that club in England. I played with that club during the time of my studies for law, and then afterwards as well, just before moving here to Canada. When I came to Canada, I once again joined a local club here, and that club is called GN Sporting Club, sort of following the name on from the club played for in England, really. But that club was developed back in 1984. Actually earlier than that, 1982, and it was already a developed club, and my oldest brother Peter, became the coach, and when I came to Canada, I first played for a very old soccer club called Sagar Soccer Club, which I'm very proud of my association with them as well. But then eventually began playing with GN Sporting Club, and in 1984, again, was fortunate enough to be invited to tryouts with the Seattle Sounders professional soccer club in Seattle. Went for the trial, did quite well. They wanted to sign me to a training contract, but unfortunately, timing being what it is in life sometimes, that was the year that the North American Soccer League folded in 1984. The Seattle Sounders Soccer Club no longer existed from that time forward, and so I reverted back to I guess what was my original intention, which was to follow my other passion, which was the profession of law. and so came back to Canada, to BC, played with GN Sporting Club again before moving to Alberta and a small community called Whitecourt in Alberta. Again, during the time in Alberta, I developed contacts in Edmonton on a soccer club there, which was at that time called Blue Star, and is now, I believe, Punjab Sporting Club. As I say, wherever I've been, soccer has been a wonderful tool for me to make friends in my professional life, to establish contacts. As I say, lifelong friends. Every club I've ever played on, I still have friends from. I really would like to encourage young people in our community and in other communities as well to take up the sport of soccer. It's one of those sports where the investment is relatively less expensive than sports such as hockey, where you have to buy a lot of expensive equipment. Here you basically need shin pads and soccer cleats, and off you go. Whichever club you're playing for will supply the uniforms usually, and will supply good training facilities. All of the clubs in Surrey particularly, we're very fortunate. We have clubs such as at Newton Athletic Park and in Cloverdale, and in Guildford as well, that can all provide excellent facilities, excellent training, and as I say, from a very young age you'll enjoy the sport. It's very good exercise, obviously, but it's also very good for building your sense of team spirit, developing friends, developing contacts, knowing how to get along with people, how to respect one another, and showing respect for your coaches. It's just a wonderful overall sport, and I'm a real advocate of participation in the sport of soccer. I find many parallels in real life and in the sport of soccer. In sport of soccer, obviously the aim is to score goals, and in life we should always have our goals that we're striving for and aiming to achieve. So we need to pass to our teammates in soccer effectively, just as in life we need to rely on one another. In your professions, you need to get along with other people, and with the ultimate aim of everybody cooperating, just as you do on the soccer field, creating a movement towards eventually scoring a goal. I think it's quite an appropriate analogy to real life. As I say, young people can get so many lessons of real life through the sport of soccer. That's my personal view, and I encourage everybody to take part. Soccer is a challenging sport, and life is also at times throws up challenges to us. Again, in soccer I've had to fit into teams, make friends with new people. Those themselves are challenges, but even on the field itself, the amount of effort that you have to put in, you can never rest and say, okay, I am as good as I am. You always want to become better. You're always striving, wanting to achieve your goals. As I say, it's a huge challenge, very challenging sport, and I think again a good life lesson for the challenges that we face in life as well.